Right, we are back on live. There we go. Probably adjust the camera a little few times here. We'll get everything sorted out. Last week we finished up the custodies, called it a week. This week I'd like to finish some of my ultramarines because, well, I have a lot of them and I need to get them done. So let's get into some ultramarines here. Trying a bunch of different 3D prints that I had. So we'll see if these work. But first, I heard there's a few different tricks to actually managing to get these things to sit right when you mount them. So let's give that a whirl. But first, I'm gonna start painting this guy, but I need some paint. I guess we'll dump all those there. Spare parts. I also tried printing off some of these bases. I'm gonna start mounting some of my guys onto. Oh, it's a dead word bearer. Awesome. Everyone loves a dead Erebus. And this one is just a shot boy. He is shot. So let's see if some of those look nice when I'm mounting them. In the meantime, let's get some paint rolling. Hope everyone's had a rockin' week. Mine was nice and short because Canadian Thanksgiving, which is always good. Alright, so according to the guys on the Imperium of Man forum on Facebook, oops, better mix that first. They said if I'm using airbrush paints to rocket 311. So a little bit of light blue, a little bit of white. Got to stop opening these up before shaking them. All right. Hope everyone's rocking it this week. I know I'm having a good time. I'm always having a good time. Except when I'm not having a good time. Then no one's having a good time. All right. Where's my mixing stick? Screw it. We're going to use some sprue. So I did not prime any of these because I did not have any bright blue primer, which everyone says is the primer that is the best for ultramarines to give it that nice pop. But I don't have that, so we are just mixing and matching paints. Hopefully my volume is okay and everyone can rock that. Alright, got some thinner in there. Now I just need a mixing stick. What to mix with? Okay. I'm gonna use a wrench. Why? Cause yep. Hopefully that is gonna be the right. That looks a little bit light. Might need a little bit more dark blue. We'll add 2 more drops of ultramarine and what's up? Ready to talk more Star Wars and Halo? Yes, I am absolutely always game to talk more shit. And we're gonna add a little bit of metallic to that because as a child of the 90s, everything is better with a metallic paint job. Everything. Hopefully next week this freaking postal strike is over and I can get the rest of my stuff to show up, which would be nice. Be nice to Add my Sisters of Battle. Oh yeah, there's the color we're after. Look at that. That is going to be the ultramarine blue. And as someone who's colorblind as balls, we're going to rock it. Okay, I need that brush. No. Oh, there we go. All right. So, we're talking shit about Star Wars and Halo. Please tell me where you'd like to start. Because I am all game. Alright, yeah, this is turning into baby shit blue if it's not freaking unprimed. Yeah, this is gonna need a couple of good coats. Followed up with a nice iridescent. Oh yeah, there we go. That's actually going on quite nice. Oh yeah, there we go. Probably going to be an early weekend this weekend for a live stream. I have the in-laws down, so it is a full house this weekend, but no big deal. They're downstairs watching foosball. I am not a football watcher myself, so no big deal. It's one of those things where if it disappeared tomorrow, I literally would not miss it. That's actually not turning out too bad for a color. What do you guys think? Not bad for first coat on blue. Yeah, I do nothing but ultramarines and whatnot because blue is the easiest color for me to see on my colorblind ass. Holy. 14 in total that I gotta do, but I'm trying a bunch of different pieces that I got 3D printed, a bunch of different bolter types, uh, different arms, action poses. Uh, I was gonna try whipping together a freaking apothecary tonight, but probably not. I am going to rock it with the captain for sure. I want to get this captain done. So, hope everyone's been having a good week so far. I know mine's been pretty rocking. Everyone's still alive. This weekend, hopefully, I will get that freaking Mass Effect video versus 40K done because Lord knows it has been haunting my ass. Want to get that done because put a lot of thought into that video. Playing ODST and realizing coming at the same problem clock. They don't camo their soldier. Yeah, that's the thing, is like a lot of sci-fi projects they get like it's like, oh, it's sci-fi. The sensors are so advanced that camo concealment and everything doesn't matter. It's like, well, let me just point out Star Trek, okay? The Siege of AR 558. What was it, AR 55? Doesn't matter. The Siege of AR 556. The one episode where they've got Bill Mumy from Babylon 5 on there on Deep Space Nine of all shows, which is just funny because people argue about that show all the time back and forth. It's like they don't realize how many of the characters back and forth were on those shows. But what was it? Oh, right. Don't can their whole reasoning is once you get reach a certain technology level that camouflage isn't going to matter because sensors will be able to see through it. It's like, yeah, but the one thing the military always teaches is um, eyeball mark one, right? Technology breaks. So when technology breaks and you can't use your fancy scanners, what's the first thing you do? You dig a damn hole and you crawl into it when you're in the army. Man, this little freaking handheld drill my wife got me is freaking awesome. Where's my pokey stick? Oh, I'm having a moment. Having a senior moment. But the lack of camouflage, yeah, that is a big problem in a lot of what's it called? Um, sci-fi projects. But yeah, like it used to piss me off in Star Trek because they're walking around and they've got the red and black, gold and black uniforms all over the place, walking around with their freaking phaser rifles on their shoulders. It's like, listen, that ain't your daddy's shotgun. Get it to the low ready, and why are you using um, concealment or instead of actual cover? Like they're hiding behind brushes or small rocks. It's like you both have energy weapons. Hide behind something substantial, like I don't know, the giant boulders that are everywhere. But they just it's like Rick Berman and what's his name there? Frickin' the other clown. Uh Ronald D. Moore had an aversion to doing anything making sense when it comes to military tactics, which is mind-boggling once you watch what he did to Battlestar Galactica, which like they prided themselves on trying to make that as like advanced as all possible. Oh. Let's see if that's gonna lock on there. Nope, need a different call it. I am just having a great time with this. So yeah, the uh it's just a few of these clowns that are like responsible for the bulk of this bad writing. Like I think Berman and Ronald D. Moore are probably the two biggest offenders. But yeah, like it drives me absolutely nuts that they like an advanced alien species capable of traveling the stars is certainly going to have the basics of freaking um what's it called? Like the basics of warfare down. Uh, I think I broke that column. That sucks. All right, fuck this. Just gonna find something wider to shove in there. Let's find something wider to shove in there, like a paintbrush header. Yeah, I got a Saint Celestine that I have to paint too. But yeah, no, like that's my biggest complaint with these clowns that do stuff like that. Like Ronald D. Moore is the absolute, yeah, he's the biggest offender, hands down. Period. End of discussion. If he spent half as much time, you know, putting together a script that made actual sense instead of what looked cool, half of his shows would have lasted longer. That's got some hash on it that might stick. Where's my hand drill? I forgot that's gonna freaking. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, boy. Hand drill. Where's my hand drill bits? Yeah, those guys can get fucked. I have no use for their style of writing or how bad they are. Like the Covenant, though, they are probably hands down the poster children for, oh, it looks cool, so let's do that. When in reality, it doesn't look cool. It looks terrible. Like honestly, any competent commander could have handed the freaking Covenant their ass, even with humanity's piss poor excuse for weaponry, could have handed them their ass. I know I could have. Like, I'll break out the old freaking. I'll break out the old Halo Wars. Well, can't break out the Halo Wars game because my kid completely destroyed my Xbox, but that's neither here nor there. Break that out and we can play. Thought about doing a game night tonight, but not. Didn't have enough time to set things up on OBS, which is shitty, but what can you do? Freaking hand drill. Let's get that on there. You know what? This time I'm just gonna put a second coat on this bitch. So, but Covenant weapons are absolute dog shit in the purest sense of the word because not a lick about them makes any sense in the word. Like when all of your heavy hitters are indirect fire weapons and not direct fire weapons, it tells me that you haven't competed against the military in any sort of time frame that posed a challenge to you. And if that happens, all it's going to take is that one commander, like case in point, Admiral Cole, from turning around and beating the absolute brakes off you at every opportunity. Like, Admiral Cole took freaking what amounted to, you know, a small, weak ass navy and kept it kept a much stronger navy at bay for what was it, 5, 10 years of the Covenant War. But huh, cut my finger open. How to do that? But I don't care. Worst part about these live streams is I can't even play freaking music or have anything on in the background that you guys can listen to along with me because freaking copyright bullshit. Last time I tried to play something in the background, they hit me so hard and so fast I didn't even know what was happening. And it sucks because I am watching an absolutely freaking funny ass movie right now on the side called Kill Crazy Plasma Grenades. Eh. Oh, yeah, freaking plasma grenades, but they may be annoying as balls, but they make a lot of sense. The only thing that didn't make sense until they explained it later on in the, was it the first Halo graphic novel about how they managed to evolve enhanced radiation, like the Covenant collectively evolved enhanced radiation resistance because of their weapons, which is why humanity took such a beating for a short while at times because we tried to operate their weapons. Not only would we get cooked because, well, plasma weapons are hot as shit, but they also pump off a just absolutely, well, crippling level of freaking um, radiation. God, I cannot speak tonight. Yeah, there we go. touch that up a little bit. To repaint half these guys anyway. What am I doing? Gonna be a shorter live stream tonight, though. Unfortunately, I am afraid. Probably only gonna have to do maybe 30 or 45 minutes, just because, again, full house tonight. I've got guests over. They're grenades, though. I don't tend to play a lot of with the skulls on. I just ramp it right up to legendary and just say fuck it. Wow, that actually, for two thin coats, that didn't turn out too bad. Didn't turn out too bad at all for two thin coats on that one. Mm. All right, is my grabby grabber. There we go. Here's how we're gonna hold this bitch in place. Hemostats. Great for roach clips. Great for painting minis. All right, let's throw down some coats. Oh, sorry if I am not super, super talkative tonight, guys. I do apologize. It is just one of those weeks where I just want to sit down, have a nice quiet painting session, chill out with my friends, have a good old time. Yeah. Funny, every time I set up this freaking camera, so I set up so the painting is right in the middle of the screen. Yeah. Funny thing is my buddy Kevin, the one who supplies me most of my Warhammer stuff, bless his heart, enabling my addiction. Um, all of this, the two sets he's got sitting around that he can't seem to move actually are Sisters of Battle and Tau. Funny thing is, I thought Sisters of Battle would have moved like freaking hotcake, because who doesn't love, dommy muscle mommies, but nuns with guns. All right, all right, there we go. Got another one on there. Oh yeah. Yeah, no, the Covenant are just trash, my friend. Absolute trash. Oh, just beat the devil out of it with my brush. Beat the devil out of it. Not exactly a super successful stream this week, guys, but is what it is. Because after this, we are back face down, ass up inside the editing suite, getting this video done. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 6, 10, 11 units. Wow, that actually remarkably turned out well, that blend. I don't know how well it's going to show up on my screen there, but yeah, no, it turned out real nice. We'll get these last three bodies painted up. Sisters being closest thing to female space marines. Yeah. Did you see freaking those Chudhammer wieners freaking losing their minds all over social media this week over a couple of freaking like not even like extra faces, like not even like the primary faces for the models, but the extra faces that you can add on if you want, and they look vaguely feminine, like not even like full femme stoties or whatever, but you know it just every one of them are just like pulling the full Space King, freaking no girls allowed. It's like, chill, boys, chill. Sometimes you got to remind them that we're playing with plastic toys, for lack of better words. We play with expensive plastic toys. It's not something we should take too seriously. Oh yeah. Let's see. Much rather fall the Talathuriel than a Covenant Prophet. Well, you know, at least with the Tau, you know what you're getting. With the Covenant, you don't know what you're getting because, well, they just suck. They do. Hmm. We're just gonna pack it in for the night. My head's a spinning, and I just don't think I can keep this rocking. You know what? If things clear up, I think maybe we'll pop on Sunday for a little bit tonight, or not tonight, but the Sunday night. But right now, I think I'm gonna pack it in. I am feeling a little bit just tired. Hope you guys have a great Friday night.